Welcome. Today we are diving into another interesting topic on Microsoft Dataverse. It is about combining checklists with the business process flow functionality. Bruce, can you tell me more about the North52 solution for this?
Sure, Patrick, it would be my pleasure. But let's start with understanding why checklists are so powerful. They can help break down complex processes into a series of tasks that are more manageable. Patrick, can you think of an example where you may have seen this in action recently?
Oh, good question. Let me think. I recently had my eyes lasered to correct my vision. I noticed that the eye consultant running through a series of checks while they were setting up for the surgery.
Wow, great example. Checklists are used in all industries. Pilots, doctors, construction engineers. Actually, I recommend reading an interesting book called The Checklist Manifesto if you want to dive deeper into the subject.
I might just check that out. But for now, I understand a number of North52's insurance and banking customers use them to great effect within their Dynamics 365 solutions. Could you explain how?
Sure, let's take the scenario of an insurance agent taking a claim over the phone. We'll use the case functionality in Dynamics and a business process flow called phone to case process.
I would imagine the combination of high-level stages in the business process flow and tasks at each stage is great for breaking down complex processes into manageable steps.
Exactly. You can see that I'm creating a case with the type of new claim, setting the customer and the origin as phone. When I click Save, North52 rules are executed, and we see that a set of tasks have been created in the checklist section. This doesn't look that complex from the user's point of view, which is exactly how it should be for the user, but we are dealing with three different tables when processing these rules: the case, the BPF, and the tasks.
So the decision criteria for these rules are based on values from the case form and the stage of the phone to case process, and the combination of these is what determines which tasks are created?
That's right.
Can we take a look at the North52 decision table rules?
Sure. This is a library calculation formula, which means that it can be called from other formulas. The reason we use it here is that these checklist tasks items can be created as a result of a change in the business process flow or a change on the case table.
So there are two trigger points that could invoke the processing of these rules.
Yes, and setting it up this way means the rules are defined in one formula and do not need to be duplicated. The first column has been set up as a comment column. These do not impact the rules, but are very useful for creating notes, or as in this case, creating a reference to the associated user story in Azure DevOps.
I can see that being handy, all right.
Let's take a look at the rules in row 4. Column B is our first condition and is used to determine where the trigger came from. If this is from the business process flow, or BPF, then we check column C, the current stage of the BPF. Then in column D, we determine the case type, matching on the type of new claim. And finally, column E is checking the origin, and here we are interested in it being phone. If all these conditions are met, then the action rules will create a new task record with the values specified in columns G to L.
So the other rows are for different tasks to be created when the conditions are met?
That's right. There are a couple of other details that make this decision table a bit more interesting. The hit policy, exit this decision table on first match, is unchecked, which means all rows in the table are evaluated when the rules are executed, and allows us to create multiple tasks in one operation as demonstrated before. The other setting is that the sheet options are set to use create record. Most decision table rules are updates to existing records, but this allows us to create new records on rows which have matching criteria.
That's super interesting, and I can see there is huge flexibility and configurability in how you can set up decision tables for various requirements. One thing I noticed was the predecessor column when creating tasks. What does this do?
That's a very good observation, Patrick. We have validation rules that don't allow the user to complete a task before the previous one is completed, as can be seen here. We won't go into the validation rules in this video, however, they are documented on our support portal. Viewers can look for a link in the description of this video or search on the support portal for task checklists.
That was a great overview of how North52 can help streamline processes using business process flows and checklists. If our viewers want to dive deeper into North52 for their business, what's the best way to start?
They can check out the support articles on North52's portal at support.north52.com or contact us to learn more about their specific needs. There's also a YouTube channel with plenty of examples and tutorials, so be sure to subscribe and explore further there.
Thanks for breaking that down, Bruce. And that's it for today's session. Thanks for joining us, and don't forget to subscribe to stay updated. See you next time.